eventually seeking freedom at sea and settling in Hawaii in 1810. Let me just go off the Proclamation, do a little bit of background. He spent 8 years at sea trying to gain his freedom and convinced the captain, after befriending him for that many years, to take him to Hawaii. It's an incredible story. When he arrived, he married a Hawaiian woman. He fathered 3 children and served as an advisor and steward to Kamehameha the Great. Allen established the first Waikiki resort that included a hotel, restaurant, bowling alley, and a hospital for mariners. And whereas Betsy Stockton was the first known black woman to arrive in Hawaii in 1823, going on to establish the first school for Maka Ainana, meaning people of the land.
Thank you. Mahalo to others from Crossroads, Church of Christ. I really appreciate your being here. People that I have known for the last year and a half, and who are here with me today. So you're not in the speech, but I have to put you there because you made the special effort, and I will too. Mayor Blangiardi, thank you for a beautiful proclamation. The history that you talk about is the history of Hawaii, but it's also the history of the United States. It needs to be talked about, and you have done that. I'd like to also give a special thank you to Dolores Gutman. Dolores and her husband Stephen. I usually don't see them separated. I don't see Stephen today, but Dolores.
Burton Major, full professor of social studies at the University of Hawaii System, West Oahu campus. Come on up.
Aloha mai kako. I first want to thank Mayor Blangiardi for having me, and a special thanks to you, Dr. Robinson, for your very inspirational words. And many mahalos to each and every one of you for being here this afternoon. Today, we gather to celebrate Black History Month. And from our earliest days, Black history has also been American history. But Black history is also Hawaiian history. The first Black people arrived to the Hawaiian Islands in the early 1800s as deckhands on merchant ships and whaling ships. They came from Cape Verde, Africa, the Caribbean, and the mainland. These early Black residents ended their maritime careers and settled in Hawaii, with many of them becoming successful businessmen, musicians, and respected government officials. So we are proud to honor this rich heritage. Hawaii has a proud legacy of standing on the forefront of racial and social justice. A decade before the Civil War and the Emancipation Proclamation, the Kingdom of Hawaii Constitution of 1852 provided that slavery shall under no circumstances whatsoever be tolerated in the Hawaiian Islands. Whenever a slave shall enter the Hawaiian territory, he shall be free. No person who imports a slave or slaves into the king's dominion shall ever enjoy any civil or political rights in this realm. Today, many citizens of Hawaii are direct descendants of slaves. Rightfully recognizing Black History Month in Hawaii will not only uphold their legacy, but send a message of unity and solidarity to all of our Hawaii ohana. In 1897, Black citizens of the Kingdom of Hawaii joined Kanaka Maoli in their fight for liberation to sign in the Pu'e petition, protesting the annexation of the Kingdom of Hawaii by the United States. the sustained and substantial contributions of Black people to the Hawaiʻi community throughout the history include Anthony D. Allen, a formerly enslaved who was a steward to King Kamehameha I. Oliver and George Washington Hyatt both served as the first two leaders of the Royal Hawaiian Band under King Kamehameha III. Betsy Stockston, formerly enslaved, started the first mission school in Lahaina open to the common people. The Buffalo Soldiers, who built the 18-mile trail to the summit of Mauna Loa. Alice A. Ball, a chemist, who was the first woman to earn a master's degree from the University of Hawaii at Manoa and discovered the first treatment of leprosy, the Ball method. Dr. Donis Thompson, the University of Hawaii's first women's athletic director, who started the Rainbow Wahine athletic program and a successful Wahine volleyball program. There are many, many more unnamed contributors to Hawaii's excellence and rich history. African American and indigenous island communities across the Pacific have endured a history of shared, systematic oppression and adversity, and have exhibited historical solidarity within the civil rights movement, including multiple visits by Dr. Martin Luther King to Oahu in 1959 and 1964. And with Dr. King and other civil rights leaders symbolically wearing a lei gifted to them by Reverend Abraham Akaka during the historic 1965 Civil Rights March from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about democracy. It takes all of us, collectively. America is a nation that is a constant work in progress. That's why we are exceptional. And yes, there is a gap. There will always be a gap between who we really are and a more perfect nation. But what makes us proud Americans is that we fight wars, we pass laws, we march, we organize, we protest, we vote, and that gap gets smaller and smaller and smaller over time. It is that effort to form a more perfect union that marks us as a nation. As long as we keep up the good fight, as long as we do not get discouraged, we can stand for justice. We can stand for equality, not just for the month of February, but for each and every single day. I have no doubt that little children, my children, your children, our keiki, will one day live and not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Paula Burton Major, full professor at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. God bless you. God bless the people of Hawaii, and God bless America.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. Over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my own grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more weeping, don't you know? No more weeping. No more weeping over me. And before